Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the C&L Cut and Clamp Resonator Delete H-Pipe fitting 2015 to 2023 Mustang GTs. Whether you get a stock or aftermarket exhaust on your S550, if you want better sound and exhaust flow for a low price, this is the way to get it. With solid construction and an integrated H-Pipe, this Resonator Delete is going to get you the cool sound you want with some extra oomph to go along with it. Ask any enthusiast and they'll likely have a pretty strong preference on the H-Pipe versus X-Pipe debate. And while there are merits to both, if you want great sound and power lower down in the rev range, an H-Pipe is going to be the move. And that's exactly what we've got here from C&L. As the name would imply, this is going to take the place of your stock resonator. So instead of having those two, this one-piece setup replaces both. It's less restrictive and thus it's going to allow more flow than your stock setup. Even more flow comes courtesy of the integrated H-Pipe as well. Now having that crossover in the center there allows the exhaust gas pulses to even out. It adds a little bit more volume and allows for more flow and better power and torque at lower RPMs. And perhaps most importantly, it also eliminates any drone. So not only is this going to sound really good, but you also aren't going to get that horrible whoop type noise that can often come with unresonated exhausts. Now we're not going to be throwing this on our dyno, and you shouldn't expect huge power gains, but they certainly will be noticeable, especially if you've got other breather mods already done. But the best part, well, that's of course the sound. Even if you've got an otherwise stock exhaust, eliminating those resonators and having the H-Pipe is really going to allow the Coyote to sing its song loud and proud. It's a great classic muscle car grumble down low combined with that signature high RPM yowl that the Coyote is known for. Now all of it is amplified just a bit more versus stock. And if you've got a GT and you're watching this video, then you're definitely ready for some more noise. Now this is a pretty simple thing. It's basically just a couple pieces of pipes, but it's important that it's done correctly. The piping is all 16 gauge 409 grade stainless steel, and that's 2.5 inches in diameter. So it's going to match up perfectly with your factory exhaust, or if you've got an aftermarket 2.5 inch exhaust already on the car. That 409 grade steel is also going to provide you with some decent resistance to corrosion and rust. Again, pretty similar to your factory setup. Now it's not quite the same level of protection as T304 stainless, but it also doesn't carry the same type of cost. Coming in at about $200, this is a really affordable modification to make, and it's going to cost you a heck of a lot less than even an axle back. It's arguably going to give you similar horsepower and torque gains and sound. It's also about the least expensive way to get yourself an H-Pipe, so whether you're running a stock or aftermarket exhaust, it's a bargain that will get you some noticeable updates. Installation comes in at a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should take you about 2 hours to complete the job. As the name here suggests, this is going to require you to cut your resonators and utilize the included clamps to get it secured. So you're going to need a cutting wheel or a saw to make this sort of happen. It is only a couple of small cuts, but once you've got that done, the rest is just bolting it on. And here to show you exactly what you've got to do to get it installed on your own Mustang, let's throw it over to one of our AM customers.
All right, so here's everything we used. We used a little bit of degreaser to help in the installation of the pipe, to kind of let it slide a little bit better in there because it's pretty tight. So that helped a lot. Safety glasses, obviously, really important if you have rust and water and everything like that for your eyes. We use those pliers just for, we got the blade stuck in the pipe for some reason, so that helped. Torquing, loosening. And then the torque wrench, it's an adapter that I got from Harbor Freight with my 1/2 inch wrench. And then a reciprocating saw with a metal blade, cutting blade on it. And then all we needed for this was a 15 mil socket there. So that was everything we used.
All right, so to line the front of the pipe up, the back of the clamps.
And then you want to mark it where this bend is.
Yeah, and then we'll just cut a little bit further back than wherever your line is.
This is the end of the pipe I'm marking, and then where it starts to like flange out. There's a little bit of wiggle room with the...
Yep, and as long as we cut a little bit more, you know, towards the back side of our line, we'll be all right.
Yep, like towards the rear of the car.
Yep.
So you just got back ones for the back of the pipe, and then we're cutting. So roughly a little bit after that line. So they said to make sure that you're obviously not cutting towards the direction of the firewall. So it's a little bit awkward depending on where you're working, but you don't have any bits of metal that are gonna be in the way. Alright, so loosen 15s. You're a little rusty, but Michigan. There's 4 of these. You do need to reuse these, so don't lose your bolts. First one's gone. Just kind of hold it up with my elbow so it doesn't fall. Knock that one loose. Try it again.
I just push the resonator back and you'll take all the hardware off.
And that's definitely heavier than the new pipe, so slide it off. Trash. Nice and heavy. Just probably keep the old clamps still on there. You really don't need to move them.
Yeah.
And we'll just secure those back on. A little rusty, but get the bolts facing down. I think it should clear the firewall, but I'll double check. We don't have to move the clamps around, we'll see. I think I'm gonna put, I'm not sure if it matters which way you go. Okay, just use my hips to rest the pipe on. And then this is where it gets a little tricky. So I got the right one, this one lined up.
All right.
This one's got a little bit more.
All right.
But that's about it. So lubricant definitely helps because they're kind of sliding.
I mean, these are pretty far through now.
Can't even really move that clamp anymore. This one got a little bit. This one's kind of stuck on there. This part has a flex pipe on it. This one doesn't. So, all right. So I'm gonna tighten the stock ones first. Just the spec says 42 foot-pounds. If you want to torque wrench yours, this Milwaukee tool doesn't really have that much torque. Washer, bolt, clean start. Do a little torque work. Definitely one of those jobs where your arms get a little tired. And you're upside down. If you have a lift,
Yeah,
that's a whole different story.
Much smoother.
You have 2 guys holding it, 1 guy tightening. But it's doable. Alternate with this type of clamp because you don't want to just tighten one side all the way and then put the other one on. So now down to the new clamps, which I believe is a 13. Let's double check. No, it's actually a 15.
Perfect.
The instruction manual said You need a 13 mil too. I haven't seen a single thing that needs a 13 yet. The mufflers are looking pretty good. It's just this side of the pipe is a little lower. So let's undo. You don't have to take them off all the way. Oops. There we go. Kind of makes me want to do the back first, as far as tightening, because you can tell a little bit better. But that looks a whole lot better. Now we're about even there. So I might just kind of hold that with my knee as I tighten these back down. These guys, yeah, we got plenty of room for that. I might even do, that should be okay.
I'll just make sure you get it on the end, on the clamp section.
And then kind of like a little bit off, probably.
Yeah, just make sure the nuts.
Right in the middle. Let's see if we're gonna do the same thing on the other side or not. I'm gonna hand take this guy on.
Are you touching the firewall on the other side?
This one?
Yeah.
No, we're pretty far away, but I'll see how much room we have in the middle here. And I'll just kind of go from there. All right, let's stung this guy up. Well, so you know that this isn't gonna move side to side here. So even if I can get them butted up, I'm just trying to, I just don't want any rattles in the future. I think this might be okay. For some reason, there's less space on this.
Oh, you're pretty far away right there.
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna rattle.
On the passenger side, there's a little bit more depth to the firewall, and not so much on this side. And then we're just gonna follow the manual and torque it to 42 foot-pounds.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the C&L Cut and Clamp Resonator Delete H-Pipe fitting 2015 to 2023 Mustang GTs. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Mustang, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.